Part 10, final part of episode 55 here at Smack Talk. We are talking about Survivor Series, so let's talk about the main event, the traditional elimination match, which has gone through a whole bunch of rewrites because they couldn't plan ahead of time, or they did plan this ahead of time and they're just absolutely dumb. Uh, Team
Absolutely dumb.
Foley, uh, Team Foley members right now are The Miz, who should have been Ryback, uh, Kofi Kingston, Team Hell No, and Randy Orton against Team Ziggler, which should have been Team Punk, which has Dolph Ziggler, Wade Barrett, Team Rhodes Scholars, possibly, and Alberto Del Rio. I throw possibly out there because Cody Rhodes right now is apparently suffering from a shoulder injury and a concussion. Is that right?
Yeah, maybe a strained shoulder and a concussion.
So
That's what happens with constant use.
he may be replaced by Tensai. He may be replaced by David Otunga. He may be replaced by
just to add a little more credibility to the fucking team.
What was it? What's the What's good?
Yeah, because Ziggler has so many issues with Foley to build up to this huge, epic, traditional Survivor Series elimination tag match, right? Because Foley was the person that he was doing the whole scandal bit with Vicky. Yeah,
yeah,
makes so much sense.
Foley and AJ, that perverted bastard.
I just don't get why they did this. I mean, if they were worried about not having a WWE Championship match, why book that on Raw in the first place? Or you know what they have to do though? This is what I threw out in that Bleacher Report article. I said, what you have to do then to give this some kind of credibility, make sure that Paul Heyman comes out and represents Team Ziggler. Maybe you can spin this into Foley against Heyman. As like
they should have been doing that on TV.
Right, as like a representative of Team Punk, and then you can carry that thread. But if you just have Ziggler go out there, they cut the
ties completely, and it makes no sense.
Why not do Team John Cena against Team Ziggler?
It should be Team John Cena against Team Tony Mango.
I would win.
I know. You always win.
But yeah, it should be pretty decent, but it's been just completely confuzzled to fuck, and that kind of ruins it, I guess, for everybody because there's no commitment.
The only person
it's paint by numbers booking. What they're doing is that they're basically booking the match, and then they went, you know what? We're crapping ourselves because we haven't got a WWE title match on the pay-per-view, and then put the title match in. They don't need it. As I said this before, they had, they used to do the Survivor Series matches for the Survivor Series pay-per-views before with the the Mega Maniacs and the Money Inc. and stuff like that. They don't need.
And they headline these shows, like it's not fucking.
And they were awesome.
yeah.
It was a special attraction. The problem is the reason why the pay-per-view is not making the amount of money that it was is because it's not a special attraction anymore. They have they had the Survivor Series, and then they had the Raw versus SmackDown pay-per-view bragging rights.
I loved bragging rights. And they had it too close together, though. That's one thing.
Yeah, it was a Survivor Series pay-per-view. It was the same bloody pay-per-view. They could have had a bragging rights thing at Survivor Series instead.
Mm-hmm.
The biggest problem is because they've oversaturated these types of pay-per-views, gimmick pay-per-views, people look at Survivor Series like, okay, it's just another gimmick pay-per-view. And that's what you don't want.
Yeah, but they shouldn't be building it that way either, just because that's how people see it. I mean, they could have put a lot of commitment and effort behind this, but they fucking didn't. They're treating it like it's Hell in a Cell or some shit.
Yeah, they promoted it. They should have been promoting the Survivor Series pay-per-view. Like, the final survivors always go on to do great things, like The Rock when he was the sole survivor of his team, or when Kevin Nash was the sole survivor of his team. That puts over the importance of being like the surviving team members of your Survivor Series team. Hell, Benoit and John Cena, when they were the sole survivors of their Survivor Series team against Brock Lesnar's team of fucking freaks, how important was that? It made you sit there and go, wow,
These are the guys,
Yeah. These are the WWE's top stars. These guys are going to be the WWE's biggest stars in the company.
And you know how this is going to end up? This is going to be Team Hell No argues with each other, so somebody gets a quick roll up and eliminates Kane or something like that.
It's
Randy
going to be a
Orton,
shaking my head. It's going to be you sitting there going, why?
Randy Orton getting an RKO on like Del Rio or something like that and eliminating him. Del Rio causing some kind of a distraction, so Wade Barrett knocks out Randy Orton, like that kind of stuff. I mean, not necessarily those
Okay.
exact eliminations, but it's going to
So
end up
who's your pick of the sole survivors?
The Miz.
Braden?
I would say Ziggler from his team and Miz from Team Foley.
I think it's going to come down to Miz being the one who wins the match for Team Foley. Whether or not that means that it'll translate to Miz getting a title shot against CM Punk or not at TLC, I don't exactly know. But I do think that Miz actually is going to stay babyface and that this is going to be that big transition thing. Now, it could be that he screws Team Foley and he's been like this
the sixth man,
the Trojan horse the entire time.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think that they
character-wise, it's better to go with him being a full-on babyface because he's done just about everything there is as a heel, and it's time to start fresh.
And they need more babyfaces right now.
Oh, absolutely.
Especially if they want Randy Orton to turn heel.
Which they could do that here too.
They could. They could very well move on.
You could have him,
Orton and Miz.
For no reason, RKO Miz at the end, and then Ziggler picks the scraps and wins.
Right.
Do you know my issue with the whole Miz face turn is? They're doing it too quickly.
Everything's done too quickly, though. Look at Ryback's push.
Yep. Very, very true.
I think that there's a possibility that they could slow burn it a little bit more, though. Not necessarily like he turns babyface in this and then he starts getting cheered and then he's tagging up with John Cena and everybody but I could see them doing it where Miz wins and Foley's just kind of like, oh shit, like thanks, like what, the fucking Miz won the match for me, okay, and like very weary about it. And then I could see them doing the obligatory Ryback and Miz and John Cena tag up the next night on Raw against Ziggler and CM Punk and some other person, maybe Del Rio or something like that. And then they kind of move on and feud some different people, and they don't really trust the Miz to be on their team, but you'll trust Ryback over me, and like kind of like play it out a little bit more. And then by the time WrestleMania comes along, they give him a solid feud with somebody like a Dolph Ziggler or whatever, or maybe Del Rio.
Where he's like the clear-cut face of the feud.
Right, yeah. Kind of like when, like around this time period is when they did the Daniel Bryan heel turn. And then by the time WrestleMania came, he was a solid heel. But in the meantime, they were he was a little bit of a tweener, and people were cheering him even though he was doing the bad stuff, and then it became obvious that he was the heel,
and Punk's turn when he turned face for a bit around the fall last year, he wasn't a clear-cut face, for a few months into that run.
Yeah, that's because he was pointing the finger at everybody about, them buying the tickets and stuff like that, and they're paying into this crap. Yeah, no, I agree.
So I think that Miz is going to be the real focal point out of this whole thing. Either he turns babyface or he stays heel. Either one, it's going to be, this whole match depends on the Miz. It certainly doesn't depend on Team
Dolph.
Punk and Team Foley feuding with each other.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping that Paul Heyman is some kind of a presence in the match.
For whatever reason, I still see Team Ziggler actually winning the match. Though.
And you think Ziggler is going to be the sole survivor?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking Ziggler loses, and then that's when he gets his, not necessarily boost back up, but if he drops this match and it's not the main event, then he can screw John Cena out of it. Out of that, and then it's, we kind of forgot that Ziggler just lost, and now he's
he's going after Cena again.
Or they could have Cena screw Ziggler, and then Ziggler screw Cena.
Yeah, they could even do that. Have AJ come out and cost a match for Dolph Ziggler, and then Ziggler come out and cost a match for Cena, or something like that. definitely a
That's it.
possibility. I don't think that there's any chance that like a Kofi Kingston is going to make a big impact in this match, or
No,
even
I
with
agree.
Barrett.
No.
But I do
that was
see,
3 years ago.
yeah, I do see Damian Sandow getting an elimination. I do think that Dolph Ziggler is going to get at least one elimination, and I think that it's mostly going to be Miz and Orton on Team Foley. So I don't really know the elimination like method because it's kind of hard to predict that. Sometimes they follow a very standard like Orton and Del Rio have been feuding, so they might knock each other out, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
And, like sometimes they do that, and sometimes they go fucking ass backwards, and it's like Kane will get eliminated because Wade Barrett will knock out Daniel Bryan. Like it just this shit doesn't make any sense. But
Let's just hope they don't change the card on the pre-show. Again. They end up putting this
they
match
can change
on
the pre-show in under 24 hours. So
I'm saying
I
they'll
would
just
put
probably
it past
change the
them.
entire card during the pre-show. That'd be hilarious.
It's no longer
Change the
Survivor
entire
Series.
card while it's actually on the air. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is now King of the Ring.
It's now Elimination Chamber again.
Yeah.
Yeah, we decided to boost it up from elimination match to elimination chamber match.
For the entire pay-per-view.
Right, every match, even the Divas one.
Every match in a cage.
Ugh.
Every match
So
is a bar.
yeah, it's a Survivor
panties match.
Series.
So that's what we're
Never-ending
looking for
changing card.
when it comes to
Oh,
Survivor
wonderful.
Series. We're looking for a very convoluted storyline. We're looking for
Do you think like Vince and co have ADHD or something like that?
Oh yeah,
Ah.
probably.
at least one of them
Most
has to.
likely. Yeah.
But
Just saying.
Yeah,
You know.
I think it's more so
We're
just
on a
arrogance
fucking
that
hell of a
nobody will
show,
care.
aren't we, guys? Whew.
Yeah,
Well,
that should.
all I have to say, ladies and gents, if you've got a problem with what we're saying, tell us to explain to us why. If not, shut your fucking mouths.
Mhm.
Because as far as I'm concerned, if any of you can book a better pay-per-view, and you most probably can, fucking book it. WWE brass, listen, we've got 3 capable guys here that can book a pay-per-view for you. If you don't want to try, if you just want to sit there and listen to Vince McMahon go on about how amazing it would be to have Ryback as the WWE champion, then you all need your fucking heads examined.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Oh.
Triple H needs to stop focusing on the tag division and start focusing on the whole card.
Although improving the tag division, I think, is a nice gesture.
No, but he can improve the tag division while he's improving the whole card.
Yeah, but Vince still has final say. If he loves Ryback so much, he just wants a main eventing all the time, it's going to happen.
Then you should have Ryback topless in his bedroom.
Yeah, exactly. I totally don't like it either.
Ryback, and we want to get him on his back.
Yeah.
Open him up!
Oh,
Give me that Katie Vick doll.
God. The casket too, right?
That should cover all the Survivor Series talk for this week. Next week, of course, we will talk about the review and all the results.
Grapefruits.
Genetic jackhammer, new finisher. Start to the Goldberg chants again.
Home and have sex with my wife to have a baby.
That
actually happened, people.
Next week we'll do the best championship or best champion tournament, of course, and the hot tags, the Ask Him, and all the Survivor Series review. And anything else that comes along our way, which brings us, of course, to the plugs. Sign Me Up initiative, of course, as always. If you bring a Smark Out Moment sign to any kind of a wrestling event, pay-per-views of any kind of company or, I don't know, local gatherings of wrestling, signings of autographs and all that kind of stuff.
Outside the whole house with a Smark Out Moment sign.
Any kind of Smark Out Moment sign like that, you take a picture or a video of it, I'll put you up on the website, give you a thank you.
We're best of friends with Smark Out Moment.
That would be even better. I'll put you up twice then. Gotta balance it out.
Tony's troops.
Make sure you guys check out the first Fanboys Anonymous roundtable discussion if you are a giant James Bond fan and you went to see Skyfall.
See, I thought you were going to say giant douche, but...
If you're a giant douche, go check it out. Yeah, fuck you, Val, if you want to go see this. But yeah, if you're a fan of Skyfall and everything, check that out. Obviously, all of my links always have links to everything else, and you could always follow all the Twitter accounts and the Facebook accounts and all that kind of stuff.
He has links to his links to his links to his links to
I
his links.
quite literally do.
And he even owns an Atari links. That's how big Tony is on links.
So that's it for my stuff. Everybody knows my crap. I plug it constantly. So throw your guys all your stuff out there that everybody.
I've plugged mine 3,000 times. I'm Spood Beast. I'm on YouTube. Do gaming vids. Yeah, it's been plugged like 1,000 times. Mike, we should have even more stuff to plug. So go right ahead.
I didn't get the title shot. I did get the title.
I'm gonna plug Caitlin's terrible promo from Backstage Fallout.
Check out my very last I've Got gameplay for November. I'll be back in December 23rd. Nick, Sean, and Braden will be taking the reins after that. After I'm gone, this is my very last Smark Out moment, Smack Talk. Today until I return on the 23rd December as well. I'm going off to do Panto in Scotland.
We'll see him next week.
Yeah. And I just want to say, if I don't return from Scotland, because I might like the place, thank you to everybody for the support. Thank you for the support from Nerd Genius. It's growing loads by leaps and bounds. Literally, the site started at not even getting 200 to 300 hits a day. Now it's getting something like nearly about 2,000 hits a month. I'm really, really happy. And it's all thanks to you guys out there for looking at my blogs, reading what I had to say. Thanks to Tony Mango as well for taking time to actually work on the blog with me and sharing some of his ideas and bits and pieces. Support fanboysanonymous.com. I'm going to be contributing to that as soon as I get back and as soon as Google gives me my fucking AdSense code.
Never happened.
Yeah, exactly.
It's Google.
Support I Got Gameplay because the podcast is amazing and we have some very interesting things to say. Episode 5, if you haven't watched it, is or if you haven't listened to it, should I say, myself, Braden, Sean, Nick, and special guest Tony Mango talk about wrestling games and what went wrong. This week's show, I don't actually know what we're going to be talking about. I'm gonna have a word with our co-hosts and find that out for you. It's going to be a nice little crapshoot for the final show of the Michael Bernhard tenure for a month.
I think actually one of the potential topics is whether or not kids today don't appreciate games the way that they should.
There we go.
It might be. I don't know for sure. Don't hold me to that.
And their oversaturation of Call of Duty and FPS that comes along with that.
Right. Yeah.
Unfortunate fact.
And www.youtube.com/thenerdgenius. You can also check out my previous films and bits and pieces on my Facebook profile /Michael Burhan. I'm everywhere. Literally, you type my name in Google. There's they cover everything that's about me. Just keep supporting Smack Talk, keep supporting good wrestling. And if you guys, you know what, if you literally do have a problem with today's product, let your voice be heard. Don't let them get away with shit, because this is what the product's turned into the last couple of months. A big pile of shit. And it shouldn't do with someone like CM Punk as world champion and someone like Austin Aries as your TNA champion. So, just keep, watching the skis.
Good Simpsons reference.
There you go.
Eventually, we're going to end off this year with the Best and Worst Awards. So very soon, I will be posting up a little bit of a guideline for everybody. I'm working right now on letting you guys know exactly which segments have the Did You Know and the outros, list of that kind of stuff. Make it a little easier for you guys.
Best guest host, Michael Burhan. Keep that fresh in your minds, people. Don't fuck Braden. Michael Burhan. Hey, you know what? Fuck Tony. If you want me as the host of Smack Talk,
he's invading. He's trying to take over.
Send the position. Say fuck Tony Mango. I Got Gameplay's a lot better.
What call all your mamas.
What was that about? If you never come back from Scotland?
Tony's gonna send a hit out on me. See?
Shh. Don't spoil it.
He's gonna send some big African American dude who calls himself Black Lightning.
Karma. Terrible. But yeah, pay attention for the best and worst awards. That is going to eventually be coming up very soon, sooner than we actually think, because it's going to start around the 1st. Again, that is it for episode 55. Thank you again. I'm repeating myself, but I want to make sure that I get that out there. This has been yet another Smark Out moment, and we are being counted out. Thank you for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.
He's the king of the beast. He's got longest dick. He's Tony Mango. Outro. Outro. He's Tony Mango. Outro. He's the king of the beast. Yeah. Outro. He's Tony Mango. Outro. He is the king. Mango. Seriously.